All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Junior Frederick, and you are now tuned into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. If you're now tuned in live, I need you to do two things. Number one, put some flames in the chat. Number two, let us know where you're listening in from. We have a phenomenal show for you today. And I have with me Mr. Shaan Rais. So, Shaan, when you're ready, let's come out. Let's have some fun. I think you might be on mute there, Shaan.
I was saying, okay, good stuff. I've been ready. I'm ready to go. Fired up. I hope everybody's super excited for this episode because we're going to be talking about something that's super, super relevant.
Yes, sir.
Super relevant.
Okay. We're going to get to that in a moment. But before we do, I do want to say phenomenal morning to all of the people tuning in. I see we have Shade Rivera. Phenomenal morning. Shade, put it in the chat. Where are you from? I know where you're from, but for the people who don't know,
That's right. That's
for the
right.
people for the people who don't know, okay, so Brooklyn, NYC. All right, so shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to Florida, everywhere else. Um, Shan, so what's up? How's it going, man?
I have no complaints. I have no complaints. Got in on the red eye, been super busy, super excited to feed the people, right? Super excited to feed the people. I recently put up a post that there are 8.5 million Americans right now behind in their rent. 8.5 million Americans behind in their rent. Right? This is the time. This is the opportune time for you to get out of your own way. Right? Get out of your own way. Stop overthinking it and let's get busy. Let's get busy and let's help some people for real because they need it. It's not about you anymore. It's bigger than you. Always has been, but now it's made self apparent.
Wow, 8.5 million.
Yeah, 8.5 million.
That's amazing. I wanna I want you to go a little bit deeper into that. For the people viewing, you know, how is it when you say help them, when you say that they need to help those people, can you explain a little bit more about what you mean when you say that?
Of course, the system is. I don't want to say the system is broken. I want to say the system is breaking. We're at a flux point. We're at a breaking point. We're at a transition point, and there is opportunity for the people who are willing to step up and help people with their what we call the three E's: the education, the experience, and the expertise. If you're on the right side of this, so let me put it that way. If you're on the right side of this economic flux, I won't say collapse, and I won't say that it's broken. I'll say the flux piece. If you're on the right side of it, there's so many people on the wrong side of it that you need to utilize your education, experience, and expertise to empower, right? So the education, the experience, and the expertise, that's what empowers you. So you need to utilize that and share that like we're doing regularly to empower the next, not only the next generation, but the next door neighbor. The next door neighbor, when COVID happened, I went live to help people. And here we are. Everybody has the resources. Everybody, every single person on this planet right now, if you're watching this, you have the resources. You just might not have the resourcefulness.
It's interesting that you say that. While you were speaking, the word that came to mind was leverage. And when we think about leverage, in the context of what I'm talking about, I'm referring to being able to get leverage or being able to give leverage using your education, right? So education is leverage. So, for example, if Shan took 20 years to learn something and he gives it to you in a few minutes, in my mind, that's leverage. Yeah, in my mind, that's leverage. So just wanted to sort of point that out. Um, but yeah, I mean, that
Super,
definitely makes a lot of sense to me.
super interesting right now, right? It's the weekend of the 4th. So that means a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Everybody doesn't celebrate. So it's a lot of different things for a lot of different people. I remember, and this is sad, but it's true. When I was in the when I was engaged in formal occupation, I was super excited, especially when I was younger, because it was a 3-day weekend, right? It was a 3-day weekend. What I want you to do, if you're watching this now or catching this at a later time, if you're catching this at a later time, hashtag replay. If you're watching this now, share this out. Share this out because we're gonna say some things. So forget about, you don't even like, share this to your people. Become a champion of good, guys. Become a facilitator of process and a champion of good. We're trying to help people. The way you do that and the way you can, even if you don't feel like you're ready or you're enough or you can help people yet, help other people help other people. So share this out so that other people, hey, Jackie, Lila, good morning. Kimberly, good morning. Share this out to your network so that they can get some help. And then you become a forerunner of justice. You become someone who's a freedom fighter on the front lines by facilitating the process. It doesn't always have to be you. Together we are stronger. So share this out to your network because we're going to be talking about the fundamental things that you can do in order to help people. Together we are strong. When we're separated and everybody's looking at everybody else like, it's not my thing. It's not me. I'm not going to share this. We get weak from that stuff. That stuff keeps us weak and it keeps us separated. There is strength in unity. There is strength in bonding. There is strength when people join together for one common cause. The common cause right now is empowerment. There are, did I say 5.8 or 8.5?
I think you
Come
said
on.
8.5.
Did I say 5.8 or 8.5? Did I say 3.5 or 8.5? There's 8.5 million. That means your next door neighbor. That means everybody in your building could be behind on their rent. Everybody in your zip code could be behind in their rent. If they're behind in their rent, they struggling for food, clothing. And a lot of times we are so narrow-minded, so small-minded. We're like, do I have the right shirt on? Do I have the right camera? I was telling a guy yesterday, and I was speaking yesterday in North Carolina. Shout out to Salesforce, man. Like for real, for real. Shout out to Salesforce. There was a phenomenal event. Tiffany gave a phenomenal event for Dreaming in Color at Salesforce, invited us in. We came in. The people were phenomenal, high performers. But while I was there, I was speaking to one individual specifically. I think his name was Jonathan. And Jonathan is a B2B consultant. However, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. And when he said he didn't have a YouTube channel, he said that he was trying to invest in people and produce, like what I'm speaking to you right now on, like the camera people. And I said, I started my business in a basement with a BlackBerry. Literally. Like my speaking business, my speaking, my YouTube channel, my influencer online YouTube channel began in the basement of a job that did not serve me with the BlackBerry. And I said I had white cinder block in back of me. That was my background, white cinder block. Looked like I was in prison. Felt like it a little bit too, right? So this is what I'm saying, guys. Forget about you. I wasn't thinking about the white cinder block. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I didn't have a suit on. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I didn't even have an Android or an iPhone or whatever it was that people think they need. You have what you need to do what you need to do now to help other people who have less.
That's
We
right.
go ahead and go to a break, man.
Yeah, let's do that, Mr. B.
Just stop it. Let's go.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Junior Frederick, and you are now tuned into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. All right, guys. So I know you already put some flames in the chat, but before we get into the next segment, I need you to do that one more time. So if you've already done it, that's fine. If you haven't, that's fine. Put some flames in the chat. And Mr. B, when you're ready, let's get Shan back out here. All right. Okay, so hold on. Let me shout out a few people. I see Kimberly Lewis, Jackie Miller, Shade Rivera, Judy Hartman, Michelle Clark, Coach B, Lila Boyer. Let's see. We have a couple other people. Shout out, good morning to you. All right. So Shan, what should we speak about today? Guys, we do not script this, by the way. I think
Well,
the brand is traveling, right?
yes, yes, the brand is traveling. We are on the road, guys. I always say, don't just watch what we say, watch what we do.
Exactly.
Don't just
So
watch what we say, watch what we do. Listen to this very clearly. If you went through speaking like a leader, you have what it takes to get on the road. Literally. If you went through the course speaking like a leader, you have what it takes to get on the road. I taught everything that I'm doing right now to get on the road. I'm literally using the same frameworks, the same outsourcing materials that I taught, and we are booked through November. And we've got a couple of gigs already in 2023, right? So you're going to begin to see the opening up, the revealing, right? Because COVID is lessening. It's lessening. So as it lessens, there's more proximity. There's more ability. So you're going to see different footage come out of me speaking and traveling. And listen, I'm not saying this because I want you to look at me and think I'm here, you're there. There is no big I's and no little U's. I teach what I do so that you can enjoy it too. It's not empowering if I'm the only one that's making money. I teach what I say. So when I say get out of your own way, get out of your own head and help other people, that's what I mean. And that's what I'm doing. Right. So I teach what I do so that you can empower you and we can both get money and we can sit down at a bigger table and have a bigger conversation. And this is what I teach. I taught this in Atlanta before I went to North Carolina. I said, listen, if everybody here had a zero behind, all right, let me put it this way. Let me ask you a question. Welcome, Carol. If you had a zero behind the numbers in your bank account right now, wouldn't we be able to have some bigger conversations? Put it in the chat if we could have some bigger conversations. Whatever's in your account, if there was a zero behind it, wouldn't you be able to have some bigger conversations? Help some more people, give some stuff away. Come on. Let's have a bigger conversation. Let's have a bigger conversation. Let me tell you a term that I recently learned from Jay Abraham. Just amazed me. He said intellectual entertainment. He said some people follow you and engage with you for intellectual entertainment. He said they never intended to implement. I said, what? Junior, I promise you, I
hold
was
on,
like,
hold
what are
on.
you
Say that one more time. They never intended to implement?
No. He said, Shaan, listen, you're going to have people who follow you and come into your groups and come into your courses for intellectual entertainment, not to actually implement. I said, I don't understand it completely. I didn't understand it. But now I understand how some people can actually listen to the tools, strategies, and techniques that could help them to put a zero behind their bank account and help them change their zip code, change their family's legacy and destination, and change their personal and professional lives for multiple generations to come. However, they don't do it. However, they don't do it. So like I said, guys, if you weren't here, if you're just coming in, welcome. I stated that I teach exactly what I do. So if you went through speaking like a leader, you know how to get on the road and get gigs. We're doing the same thing, and I'm proving it through getting the gigs, and you're going to begin to see the content of us traveling the world and speaking and inspiring crowds and empowering crowds more than inspiring. They're inspired, but I'm not an inspirational speaker. They may be motivated, but I'm not a motivational speaker. I teach techniques and hacks to collapse time and create rifts in your business where you can absolutely realize 10 times growth or 10 years growth within a short amount of time. This is what I teach. This is what I've been teaching from the very beginning. However, a few people implement, and the people that implement leave their jobs. They literally are able to retire. They begin to realize five-figure months. So they do exactly what I said when I said they make their yearly income monthly, their monthly income weekly, and their weekly income daily. However, that's not everybody. Some people come to the calls, listen, like some people here now come and they listen and they pay attention, but they don't understand that exactly what I give you is exactly what I use in order to go from and to change tax brackets. So I was having this conversation, and the terminology was given to me. Intellectual entertainment. He says some people come to what you do just to be intellectually entertained. They had no intention of implementing from the very beginning. I said, wow. That's amazing.
That one you got me there. That one is, so why would somebody, okay, why would you pay a lot of money to be intellectually entertained? I don't
It's
get
like
it.
buying a car with nowhere to go.
Buying a car with nowhere to go.
Yeah, buying a car with nowhere to go. Don't use it.
That's a
Having
very
a passport and never leaving the country. You literally have the vehicle. And you choose not to. This is the bad thing that happens though, right? When you are lit up on fire to help people and you align yourself, or you think you're aligning yourself with other people to help people, and then the people that you're aligning yourself with to help people don't really want to help people, it's like, wow. So you think you're a part of a team where everybody's mobilizing. However, some people are not. Yeah. However, some people are not. So Judy asked a question. Let's put this question up.
Oh, there we go.
Judy asks, what is it from your experience that holds some back from actually implementing? That's a great question. From my experience, there is fear. There is apathy. Sometimes apathy as opposed to empathy. So empathy is feeling. Apathy is not feeling anything at all. Being self-centered. And that's what it is, really, Judy. When someone doesn't implement, it's because they care more about their own little situation than they do anyone else. But Zig Ziglar said something, and this happens when you study. When you study, you learn. And when you learn and implement, you earn. So Zig Ziglar said that you can get whatever you want in life as long as you help enough other people get what they want in their lives. And I have found that to be true. However, when you're selfish, right? When you're selfish, you think about how your hair looks. You think about what camera you're using. Do I have the right lens? Do I have the right lighting? Do I have the right script? Do I have the right words? Do I have the right content? Instead of getting out of your own selfish thoughts of how you look and trying to help someone else. When you help someone else, you're phenomenal. When you actually help someone else, you're phenomenal. You can't do no wrong. Some people don't like helpers. I'm going to say that again, because sometimes we get caught up, right? So let me explain what I mean. The Red Cross is chased out of countries sometimes, literally. Missionaries who go into other countries to help people are taken hostage by the natives. And sometimes they're hurt. Violence ensues where people go to help people. They don't like the idea of you helping someone. So sometimes when we try to help people, there are other people standing on the side. Shade says hit rock. There's some people actually throwing rocks at us while we're trying to help people, flying, taking risks, paying our dollars to help people. There's other people on the sidelines. Who they think they are? They think they all that. They, you know, it's about you trying to help other people. But watch this. I said fear and a lack of confidence often holds people back from actually implementing. A lack of confidence. However, confidence comes from competence. So when you study your stuff and you really know your stuff, you're comfortable speaking about what you do. I don't script because I'm not. My aunt used to say facetious. She used to always say facetious. She used to say, Shaan, I don't mean to be facetious. My aunt Fulvia, loved her, man. Still do. She said, I don't mean to be facetious, right? And that means fake. That means made up. When you script, so let's say yesterday I scripted something. I set a script. So I spoke yesterday in 2 different sessions for like 45 minutes to an hour each. What I said to them was for them on that day. I didn't say to them something that I made up for 9/11 because of my lack of confidence in my ability to speak and deliver. Right? You come out, you connect with the people, you communicate with the people, and you help the people. So that's what it is, Judy. People are very self-centered, and their emotions and their vision is so in tune on them that they can't get out of their own way to help other people.
You know, Sean, I think you said it perfectly there. When you said the perfect script, I was just thinking about sales and how so many people have come to me and say, "Oh, can I get a script or can I get this?" And you know, service is senior to the sale. You have to serve people before you sell anybody anything, right?
Of course.
But for you to sell something or for you to do anything, you have to focus on the other person because it's not about you. Um, and I think fear and the lack of confidence comes, just like you said, comes from looking at yourself as opposed to
Put
looking
up
at the other
put up
person.
what Jackie said,
Okay, let's see. All right.
because this is going to kick it right here. To be clear, not scripting doesn't mean not preparing. I stay prepared, Jackie. As a matter of fact, let me show and prove this, right? I did the first session. That was what I was there for, from 8:15 to like 9. That's what I was there for. But then the host came to me and said, Shaan, somebody dropped out. I got a gap in my itinerary. Is it possible for you to stay because you did such a phenomenal job? Do you have material? I said, I am material. That's what I said to it, Junior. I said, do I have something? Yeah,
I know you said that. I know you said that. I'm just
yeah. I said, do I have
trying
something?
to.
Listen to what I check it out. I said, do I have something prepared
Uh-huh.
for right now? No, I did not plan on it. However, can I fill your gap and serve and suit the needs of your constituents? I've got you covered 1000%. Tell me what your deliverables are. Tell me what your goals are. If everything happens phenomenal and you know what, like, tell me exactly what you need. What top 3 things do you need? And she told me what top 3 things she needed, and I addressed those things because I am always ready. I'm always studying. I read up to 3 hours a day. I stay in a state of studying, observation, learning, so that I can always provide value. And I don't read things that are not pertinent. I don't read novellas. I don't read stories. I don't read scripts. I read valuable information that can help you take your business and your confidence and your ability to perform from a sub level to an exponential level. So when she said something akin to confidence, I said, I got you, no problem. And when I spoke, I gave them the 5 P's of marketing in different variations, and spoke to their confidence, spoke to their competence, spoke to their presentation, their positioning, the people that they serve, the place where they're at, and the prices that they charge.
That's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, stay ready. That you don't have to get ready, right?
That's
You
it.
really don't have to get ready. So
That's it.
and it's all, and like Shaan was saying, guys, it's all in the spirit of service. Being ready to serve. That's it. That's it. And once you unlock that, I mean, the rest is pretty easy. Like Jackie was saying, um, not having a script doesn't mean not preparing. In
Not
fact,
at
I would
all.
say I would say that the biggest preparation is the mental preparation.
That's it.
Being
And
the
it's
right person.
compound
Hold on,
interest.
hold on, hold on. Being the right person is the perfect preparation. Being the right person, because even like I always say, even when the wrong person does the right thing works in the wrong way. So being the right person
Say
is
that again.
so like I
Please say
always
it
say,
again for the people in the back.
when the wrong person does the right thing works in the wrong way. So being the right person is the perfect preparation. Being the right person is the perfect preparation.
We had a phenomenal time, guys. We had a phenomenal time, and we're going to continue to have a phenomenal time. The reason why we have these inclusive conversations is to let you know that you can have a phenomenal time too. And you can take whatever you do to the next level. I was an organizational consultant. I still do organizational consulting. I did workforce development. I still do workforce development. I did presentations and speaking. I still do presentations and speaking. You know what's different? I get paid a lot more. And I don't have to check in with anybody. And I can spend a lot more time with my family, and I can spend a lot more time giving to my community. Right? I'm able to give to my community. I'm able to help other people to level up and then level out of whatever situation they're in, economically, emotionally, physically, occupationally, educationally, relationally, financially. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to help yourself so you can help other people. I asked a question earlier. I said, if everybody here had a zero behind their number in their bank account, we could have a much more deep conversation. A lot of you guys would love to help other people, and you can, but you got to help yourself first. It's like putting the oxygen mask on. You got to put the oxygen mask on you and really build and brand you, so that you can then earn the microphone and have something to talk about. I didn't always speak as comfortably as I do now. And I didn't always have content and pertinent knowledge that could shift a person's business and move their needle immediately as soon as I thought about doing the business that I'm doing now. I had to divulge, like really dive deep and submerge myself in content. And anybody who knows me knows that this is true. I've always shown up late. I've always shown up early and stayed late. I've always done that because on time is late. Listen, guys, I promise you this, and my team knows it's true. I got on this call this morning, alerting my team at 7:00 in the morning, because I got in so late and I got to fly back out to Cali tomorrow. Right? I got in so late last night, and I'm flying out to Cali. I done did 2 gigs in the last week in 2 different states. And I'm flying to a third, and I had to be back in the office to give you guys this value. And I was on my team at 7:00 in the morning, before 7:00 in the morning, saying, where you guys at? Let's go. Why isn't nobody ready? Why isn't everything ready? And they're like, Sean, we go live at 8:00. I said, for real? I said, what time is it? I said, oh,
This
it's
is so
almost.
true. This is true, guys.
I said, oh, I said, my bad. I, s- I said, my bad. Maybe I need to slow down, but I don't feel like I need to slow down. I feel like I need to speed up because there's 8.5 million Americans who don't have their rent right. There's a food shortage. There's a food fear. People are in their homes who have parents who children are in homes whose parents can fix the situation. But the kids are wondering if and what and when we're going to eat tonight. They're thinking about it now, and it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. But they're already like cringing. What are we going to eat tonight? Is there enough food? Milk like this. Gas prices like this. And we worried about how we look on the camera? Come on, stop it.
Guys, on that note,
Hold on. I gotta ask. Let's see what this is.
all right. So Judy Hartman, she says, is it also finances to start that can interfere temporarily? For example, knowing that a coach is a necessity while not being in a place to be able to truly afford another payment. I know it costs and we must invest in self. It's just a real struggle, especially when first starting and learning.
I love it. I love that question. Before I had money to pay for coaching, I had YouTube U.
YouTube University.
Yeah, before I created Brand U, I had YouTube U. I had YouTube U. I had professors who were doing the work. They were really doing the work. So I went to school and there were professors who never did the work. They learned the theory and they studied the doers. They studied the doers and they were regurgitating what the doers did. But I could go right to YouTube and listen to the doers themselves. Listen to Steve Jobs, listen to Eric Thomas, listen to Tony Robbins, listen to Brian Tracy, listen to Bob Proctor, listen to Les Brown, listen to the people that are doing it. Now you get to listen to Shaan Rais, the people that are really doing the work. If you don't have any money for a coach, you don't have an excuse because you got coaches online 24/7. Let's go to the break now. Thank you.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand. If you've enjoyed the conversation so far, do me a favor, put some flames in the chat. If you're now coming in, I want to say phenomenal morning to you. It is a lovely Saturday morning in the 758, or like we say, the 7-5 grid. So, Shan, we're talking about speaking, right? So, in fact, we've spoken about a lot, but my question is okay, how does somebody get started? Like, what can people do to sort of making their way into the speaking arena?
Get educated. Get educated. Help somebody. Get out of yourself. Get out of your own way. Right? I'm gonna I I enlisted people. As a matter of fact, we're gonna send Jackie $100 because I asked everybody to share the content, share the video, and I only got one notice that Jackie actually did it. Right? I asked everybody share the video out, help somebody else, help somebody else, help somebody else. Nobody did it. I got one notice that Jackie Miller shared it. So we're gonna we're gonna reward Jackie with the $100. That's how easy it is, guys, to get rewarded around here. Help somebody.
Oh, Shan, look at the chat.
I only have one notice. Why do I only have one notice if that's the case?
I don't know.
I have one notice, guys. I have one notice, and it's not Judy, it's Jackie. Right? Maybe she did it first, 32 minutes ago. Right?
She might have been the first one, but I don't think she was the only one.
Listen, listen. Everybody else has been rewarded, right? That's how we do. No problem. You got it. You got it. It's all good. Listen, guys, the way you get started is by getting started. I love what you just asked me. I love what you just asked me. How do you get started? So, how do you get started? How do you think you get started? Sonia Bennett, how do you get started? How do you get started in helping someone?
Look at Shade.
Sonia, okay, Sonia, where you at? How do you help someone? How do you get started in anything? You actually get started. How did I get started in speaking? How did I become better in speaking? How do you get better at something? By continually doing it. That's it. That's it. You have to be consistent and persistent. You have to be consistent and you have to be persistent. You cannot allow anything. So some people were discouraged by what I just said. Now, what did I say before about selfish? Right? Some people were discouraged. I said, someone's going to get rewarded. And other people said, but what about me? Instead of rewarding the reward that was given. Reward the reward. I promise you guys, when I tell you this, don't take this the wrong way. I was not always rewarded for the things that I did. I just did them. And it wasn't about being rewarded. I always say this and I mean it. And this is the shift, guys. I promise you this. Open this and receive this with comfortability and a serious heart, guys. Seriously. When it really becomes meaningfulness over money to you, when it really becomes impact over income for you, when you really put people over profit, and when you really, really, really put value over valuation, that's when the cup will runneth over. I can remember Eric Thomas and one of the most successful motivational videos there's ever been. Might be the greatest one ever given. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. He said, "You're not going to be who you need to be until I stop giving." Like he says, "I come here to give money away." He said, "But you're not going to be who you need to be until I ain't got to give money away." That's what he said. He said, "You're not going to really be who you need to be until I don't have to give money away." We should have a bigger conversation. And I just want you to think about that, because a lot of times where it's like, what can I get and what's in it for me? It's not always about what's in it for you. What's in it for you should be the feeling that you get when someone else receives what you give. The key to living is giving and celebrating. So I say this too. You'll never make what you can't celebrate. So we hear someone else making X and we're like chewing on rocks. It's a problem for us. Why they get promoted? They haven't been here this long. Why they? It's an external view. Turn that viewpoint around and make it internal and say, I need to work on me, because I promise you guys, I had a problem with the government. I had a problem with the president. I had a problem with the law enforcement. I had a problem with the teachers. I had a problem with my parents. I had a problem with the system. I had a problem with everything. But realistically, the problem was me. And I had to turn my external view internal and look at me and say, forget about what's wrong with them. And nobody's going to be perfect, but what's wrong with me? And when I began to, as soon as I looked at what was really going on inside of me, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I said, oh, wow, hold up. I got a short temper. I got a loud mouth. I have no education at this time. I have no skills. You understand? Like, I didn't have humility. I wasn't humble about it. I was expectant. I was always looking for what I could get out of a situation, out of a relationship, out of a communication, not what I could give to it, not what I could add value to, not how I could help someone else, but how I could help myself. When I took that real hard look at myself, I said, this has to change. Not tomorrow. I had to start changing the things that I could change today. And I do that every day. And when we do that, we will become more valuable to society. And when we become more valuable to society, we will be rewarded for our acts of jurisprudence and our acts of giving and our acts of freely releasing. Sometimes we clench and we need to release, because when we release, that's when we're able to receive. Now, some of the things that I might say might sound a little bit symbolic or a little bit, metaphorical, right? It might sound a little metaphorical or even metaphysical. I'm not that person. There's many other people that are better at that than me. I just know what I know. And I know when you let go, you kind of let it flow.
Let it go so it can flow.
Yeah, let it go.
Let
Release.
it go
Be
so it can
easy.
flow.
Be easy. Everything doesn't have to be so hard. You're not supposed to be a millionaire in 5 days. That's what I told the people at the event yesterday. I said that you might not be a millionaire in 5 days. But if you take what I've given you today, and I've given people here so much more. But I said, if you take what I've given you here today and you implement just one thing for real every single day, if you take one step every single day, I guarantee you that you'll have 7 figures in 5 years. No question whatsoever. You never see me again. I mean that. But if you clenching and you tight, nobody's gonna trust you. And watch this. It'll be a terrible thing if you do win, right? Watch this. Sometimes money isn't meant for everybody. Success isn't meant for everybody, Junior. You know why?
Hold on. Did you just say money isn't meant for everybody?
I did. If a person is clenched, always under anxiety, always under pressure, blood vessels constricted, living in a place of tightness, it's almost like an alcoholic. Let me relate this to another knowledge competency that I have. An alcoholic whose blood is toxic, the toxicity level in their blood is so high because they've drinking so heavy for so long, they can't just stop drinking because they die. Did you know that?
I did not.
They can't just stop drinking because they will drop dead. They have to be medically weaned off of the alcohol so that they can function without alcohol in their blood. Their blood will go into shock and they will die. Many people who have been drinking for a long time just say, I'm going to stop. They find God, they find Jehovah, they find something, someone dies, something real happens in their family, and they say, I'm going to stop. And they stop. And within a week or two, they're no longer present. So watch this. If you've been poisoning yourself with the alcohol of envy, the alcohol of jealousy, the alcohol of anxiety, the alcohol of pride, if you've been poisoning yourself and filling yourself up with this toxicity for a long amount of time, and then someone rewards you with something and you're like,
Wow.
and you finally exhale, you might drop dead. So we need to almost medically wean ourselves off of the toxicity of an external look with an internal look and the coaching that's going to help us to become more disciplined in time. I always say that coaching is a future-focused, goal and action-oriented process. It is not an overnight thing. It is not an overnight thing, but watch this. The 8.5 million Americans that are behind in their rent didn't get there in one day either. I hope you guys are picking this up, man. I hope you guys are picking this up. That's right, Lila. Detox with support eases the withdrawal. So coaching with support eases the withdrawal from your negative behaviors and negative thoughts and a tendency to be self-serving and self-centered, so that you can begin to get out of your own way and take steps towards helping someone else and take steps towards being the kind of person that deserves the reward for real. A person who's drunk can't smell their own breath. So a person who's toxic usually can't see their own toxicity. And they wonder why things don't work for them. Now, I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just trying to build a bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. Where you are now and where you want to go. The bridge, write this down, guys, if you write, and the bridge is the brand. It comes back down to your personal brand. The bridge is the brand. You're not what you think. You're not your aspirations. You are what you do. You're not in your head. I want to do this by this amount of time. You are not your goal. You are not your highest aspirations. You are not the movie. You are not the motivational video that you watched yesterday. You are what you do. If you're not helping people, you're not a helper. If you're not speaking, you're not a speaker. If you're not coaching, you're not a coach. It doesn't make a difference. The payment is recognition for a job well done.
Say that again. Say that again, Shaan.
Everybody's looking for the money. But the money, the payment is a reward. reward and recognition signifier for a job well done. Guys, people become doctors in 8 to 12 years. Why do people think they're going to become a part of, they're going to pick up a book, and become a writer in a day? Why do people think they're going to watch a motivational video and become a speaker on stages getting paid tomorrow? It is a process. You got to get some of that bad stuff out, the detox, with support, and then you got to get some good stuff in. And it's not, I say this too, like, it's never something that's done. It's never something that I've done. Like, it's never something that I've learned. It's never something that I'm a master of. Never, ever. Even branding. I am still learning branding and reading about branding and studying branding and experiencing my brand when I interact with other people and experiencing their brands and studying their brands and how they articulate their brands and how brands infect people and how people move and promote the brand. I'm always studying that. However, some people think I got it. It's time for me to get paid now. I should have been paid 5 years ago. That's a contemptuous, impetuous thought. You will get paid. I promise you, you will get paid for a job well done.
On that note, Mr. B, take us to a break. All right, guys, welcome back. If you have enjoyed this episode of Breakfast with the Brand, let's put some flames in the chat one more time. We've spoken about so many things today. Right now, we just want to get a few questions or comments. This is a Q&A. We normally have Q&A, right, Shaan? But we've
Yes,
been,
we do. Yes, we do. We answer any question. So anybody who asks a question, please put your question in the chat. We will
yeah,
answer it. Right.
yeah,
Sometimes there's just a huge need and there's a huge mission and vision on my heart that I have to give it to you. And I think all of the content that I've been delivering with no script is basically in response to a question. Right. So I've kind of been responding to questions and kind of answering them and then going from there into new spaces and areas.
Definitely. In the meantime, while we wait for that, I want to bring up a few comments that I noticed. So we have Rebecca. So shout out to Rebecca. So Rebecca says, if you want to change your output, look at your input. Be careful of the tenants you hold in your heart.
Mm.
Quote mine. Yep. Super powerful there. Rebecca, you should tweet that. Let's get another comment. So Judy says, it's a life change. Takes time and patience. Can't give up expecting overnight success. Never happens. If it's in your heart, you'll stay consistent and get there for the right reasons. Learning is a lifetime. All
That
right.
makes
So
me laugh. That
yes,
that 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 comment makes me laugh. The comment makes me laugh because I used to be on. I don't know if you guys remember children's books and the little planes they had with the faces.
I think so.
They had little planes with faces, like planes with smiles and eyes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They had
yeah.
a red one. They had a little red one. And I feel like I was the little red one. I feel I honestly do. Like I feel like I was the little red plane, wondering when I was gonna take off. And watching all of these bigger, faster, more polished, bright planes. Boom, and just go right past me, bro, and just fly up into the air so fast and so high. And I used to watch them. I used to be like, wow, man.
Mhm.
But this is the thing. This is the twist, guys. This is the twist. I never turned bitter. I wasn't that person. When I saw them take off, I was like, wow, that's fucking phenomenal. Like, let's go. I always celebrated people's success and I wanted them to fly higher. Like, they lit me up inside. That's the kind of person I was. I was a congratulator. And I would congratulate, and I really wanted for them more success. And I want for my brother and my sister what I want for myself. So when I see them taking off and I see they plane taking off and I see them speaking and traveling and building their communities, I'm like, wow, man, that's phenomenal. I never really said, why not me? I never said that. You know what I did say? I studied them and I always said this. I never said, why not me? I said, what is it? What is it inside of me that I got to tweak and pop? What is it that I got to shift? Because we both got the same 5 fingers, 10 fingers, and 10 toes. So there's no difference, but there is a difference. But the difference is invisible. Come on, guys, get this knowledge I'm giving you. The difference wasn't a visible one. The difference was an invisible one. And don't believe that Illuminati nonsense. It wasn't who they know. It wasn't who they know. It wasn't what they was doing in back offices. Stop it. That's a petty excuse for why you can't be successful. That's a petty excuse for why some people are successful and you're not. That's some of that toxicity stuff. That's some of that toxicity stuff. Oh, they doing this. Oh, they must be doing that. Oh, that's because they know this person. Knock it off. There's something that they're doing. There's something that they've learned. There's something that they know. There's something that they've outgrown. There's something that they've developed into. That's the perspective you want to have. Notice it, appreciate it, congratulate it, and then look on the inside and say to yourself, what could I shift? How can I make it better? How can I make me better? That's where your success lies. Your success lies in self-optimization, optimizing yourself. and getting around people and learning what they have learned. And if you're here, I think you probably know just from this call alone, we teach it all. We teach how we close sales. We teach how we coach clients. We teach how we get clients. We teach how we speak on stages. We also teach how we get those speeches on stages. We teach branding and how we become attractive in the marketplace. We teach positioning and how we position ourselves in the marketplace. We teach organizational consulting. We teach personality assessments. We teach it all. When it comes to personal and professional business development, I don't keep secrets. So someone just said something about the transparency. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I stay transparent. I tell my story, all of it, the whole thing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't hide stuff. I don't keep stuff in the closet. My faults are recognized so that you can realize that you're good enough too. I got a part on my website. That's what I would urge people to do. People always say, like, what book should I read? People ask me all the time, like, what book are you reading right now? How is what I'm reading right now going to help you? Real talk. How is the book that I'm reading right now in my like 15th year in business? How is that book going to help you? You know what I ask everybody to do? Oh yeah, Shade, you already know what it looks like. Look what Shade put up. He already knows, right? Listen, guys, go to my website. That's your homework. If you want to win, if you want to begin to learn what it looks like, go to my website and study it. Study the offers. Study the language. Study the positioning. And take an action. RSVP for an event that we're doing. Come out. Get out the house. I did a video in the beginning of COVID called "Get Out the House." Get out the bed, and then get out the house. Come on the road. Get on a plane. Come see what we do in person. It's okay. We're having an event in August in Myrtle Beach. Go to the beach. Get some salt in your life. Get some salt, some sand. Fun with the brand. Come on out. Like get out, man. Get out of your mindset. Get out of your house. Sometimes we need a different environment. Get out of the circle that you're in if it's not serving you. Get out of the programs that you're in if they're not serving you. You bought it, okay, fine. If it's not working for you and you really gave it 100%, leave it alone. It's my name. I teach branding. So I teach personal branding, Sonia. So my website is ShaanRais.com. I don't teach
drop
organization
that for
stuff.
Sonya.
You know, so that's what it is. It's ShaanRais.com. Study those different offers. Study how to position yourself. Ask yourself questions. Why is he doing this? Why is he saying this way? And then book a call. Book a call. If you've never been on a call with any of us, like book a call. Register for a call. Register for a leadership leverage community at 7. Book something. Get started. Get started in something. Right? And if you're in the community, go back to what you've been through, because you can't learn something or read something one time and think you got it. It doesn't work that way. I am still, listen, and this is a true story. I just sent someone in my consultancy, someone that I'm consulting, I sent her a paper that I did in my undergrad that helped her to secure an organizational contract. Something I did almost 7 years ago. Don't discount the opportunities that you have that are all around you. And if you don't have the money to make a move yet, YouTube you. YouTube you. The choice is yours. The opportunity is yours. I said this to the people today and yesterday, and I'm going to say the same thing to you before we close. There is nothing between you and success but air and opportunity. There is nothing between you and success but air and opportunity.
Yes, sir. So all right, so we're about to wrap up. So for the people who do want to connect with us, if you're viewing this on Facebook, just send Shaan a DM. But this is the website right here. This is the website, but we do have other means and ways to connect with us. Let's see. I wonder if Mr. B could drop any of those links. Mr. B, if you could just put those two links up, if possible, then that'd be phenomenal. If you're viewing this on like LinkedIn and you want to connect, just send Shaan a personal DM. Facebook, just send him a DM. As well as I mean YouTube, just go to the website.
We're real people. Most influencers, most speakers, they're not going to connect with you like that. They're going to keep it separated. They're going to do this type of stuff, and then they're going to bounce. Taking action. Taking action. A lot of our stuff is free. We got so much. We got 700 and change videos on YouTube. 700. We have 700. More than 700 videos. I looked at it the other day. I was like, wow, unbelievable. 700 and change. And that's like in 2 to 3 years. You got the power in the palm of your hand. If you've got a phone, you got the power. You got the same thing that I used to start my business in the palm of your hand. There is no excuses now. None. Not one.
There we go. Before we sign off, I want to read what Rebecca just said. So she said, "Branded like a leader course, starting it again to understand and optimize the 10 factors of who I am." So for the people who don't know what Rebecca is talking about, this is our flagship course, Branded Like a Leader. Guys, if you're gonna be building a brand, which you have to, if you're in business, I mean, there's no way to be in business in today's digital economy without building a brand. This is the course for you. This is the course for you. This course is made multiple seven figures. I don't even know. I stopped counting, so I don't know. I just know it's made a lot and it's helped a lot of people to make a lot. So, guys, if you're thinking about getting into business, period, and this works for everybody, it's not industry specific. Whether you're a hairdresser, whether you own a cafeteria, whatever it is that you're doing, you're a coach, speaker, consultant, um, salesperson, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're interested in getting into business, making profits, and
Watch
also
this.
accelerating the pace of your personal growth, this is the
Don't
course.
don't don't oversell it. There's no need to, right? There's no need to. Take an action. Just take an action. It doesn't make a difference what action you take. Take an action. Get out of your head today. Do something. Move something. Money follows movement. Give. Give. Coach someone if you're a coach. Speak to someone if you're a speaker. Consult with someone if you're a consultant. Don't always make money the deciding factor as to whether you help someone. Take a page out of our book. This call is free. I get paid for coaching, consulting, and speaking, but this call is free. Stop making money the deciding factor, or you'll never get paid for a job well done because you'll never do it long enough to actually get good at it. I'm done. Let's grow. Thank you.